Alaska, there are Dominicans who live in China, who live in Japan. And if you simply take the process to New York City, for example, just two people in New York, it's minutes against those who live in other parts of the world. And that's the reason why we're very strong about doing it in Dominica. So you have those types of differences, I'm sure, that will reach the best. But to me, these are not issues that cannot be resolved. Dialogue and understanding, and especially an understanding of what we require in Dominica. And after the experience that we have been through, so difficult for us, leading to the party actually boycotting general election, that there'll be more room for compromise. And in that spirit of compromise, then we can see something that everybody is happy with and go through easily.
Just engage me a bit here, Dr. Fontaine, because we are informed that one of the proposals in the draft legislation speaks to Dominican nationals who do not reside here in country to facilitate participation in general election, not necessarily having to be on island through electronic means. The Prime Minister has said in his election night address that you should not sort of restrict Dominican nationals from participating. Any concern from you on that draft regulation to facilitate Dominicans, not necessarily both in Dominica, but Dominican nationals access and ability to vote? Any concern from you there?
Well, in theory, it is possible. These individuals would still need to satisfy the residency criteria, which means that they would have to be, and I think the proposal now is that you have to be in Dominica within that 5-year period for 3 months, not necessarily consecutively, but you have had to have spent time in Dominica for at least 3 months. So assuming that that goes forward and you're able to verify those individuals living overseas, and I would have no difficulties with it. It's not a question of disenfranchising Dominicans. It's about having a level playing field. So once the process is free, fair, and transparent, and the Electoral Commission has control over it in a way that it can be verified, then I think it should be fine. We would like Dominicans to participate in the process of elections as much as possible, as long as they satisfy the criteria, and as long as it is a level playing field and access is available to everyone who wants to participate.
Excellent. Thanks for that. The hot button issue here in Roseau, Dr. Fontaine, is an invitation which has been extended to you by the Honorable Prime Minister. On election night, he says that he wishes to meet with Dr. Fontaine. Will you be meeting with the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt? And what if yes, you will accept the invitation, you hope to be on the agenda?
I must say that I've been very much surprised by the level of interest and the level of debate and discussion going on in Dominica about this very same issue. I come from a background of conflict mediation. I've spent the last 6 years in South Sudan negotiating with parties that have been violent towards each other, with parties that have killed each other's families, and now they have to sit at the table and negotiate and discuss in the best interest of the country. And so I think personally I have nothing wrong. I see nothing wrong in sitting down with the Prime Minister of Dominica and discussing issues that are relevant to the country. And that's why I said I was a bit surprised that people would think that I should not be the Prime Minister. Clearly, we have to encourage an atmosphere of dialogue. And I'm prepared to sit with the Prime Minister and discuss the issues, for example, of electoral reform. I'm prepared to discuss the issue of the 8 members of the opposition who are currently facing charges before the courts. I'm prepared to discuss the issue of just lowering the political temperature in Dominica. I think it will send a very strong signal, for example, the Prime Minister of Dominica and myself as the leader of the United Workers' Party can put out a joint statement to our members to ask them to just get along with each other, to behave as Dominicans to each other, and let us take our differences to the polls and leave it there. And I think that's what it should be. So as I said, I've been going with this from where I come and from my perspective. There is nothing wrong with talking. like we're going to have a drink and in here discussing the issues that are relevant and that will impact the lives of thousands and thousands of Dominicans. I believe that there is room for that type of discussion. I would welcome that.
Yeah. He has said, of course, Dr. Fontaine, there is a new pecking order. So we'll see just where your meeting falls within his agenda as he pecks down or pecks up that order, whichever direction he so chooses. But finally, an invitation from to you, Dr. Thompson. Would you not, in accepting the invite, be given legitimacy to the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt's re-election?
Well, the fact of the matter is, he is the Prime Minister. We protested the process. We asked all people to stay away from the polls. At the end of the day, he is the Prime Minister of Dominica. At the end of the day, there will be a Parliament of Dominica, and we need both the Minister and the Parliament of Dominica to get us through the critical issue of electoral reform. So we cannot pretend that they are not there. We can't pretend that the Prime Minister is absent or that the Parliament is not there. We need those institutions to get us through this particular period that we are seeking, and so I see no issues. I understand that a lot of the pushback has to do with the fact that is the behavior of the Prime Minister in the past towards the opposition. Been very, in a time, very flippant, very dismissive of the opposition. He had refused contest calls to have dialogue. But it's okay. What I'm saying is that, we are in a different time. We are looking forward, and in me in particular, as leader of this United People's Party, I'm prepared to look forward. I'm prepared to set aside whatever happened in the past and say, well, let us, in the best interest of Dominica, let us discuss, let us see what we can do going forward. I intend to engage the Prime Minister and the Parliament of Dominica vigorously on those issues, notwithstanding our stance with the election, which I still believe was the right stance.
Yeah, excellent. Let's look ahead, Dr. Thompson, quickly to the new parliamentary cycle. 19-2 is the makeup now. 19 government members of parliament, 2 opposition. You will not be in the parliament. What strategies? I know you said that your advocacy outside of parliament is expected to be loud, but what strategy do you expect to adopt to get representation in the parliament by way of perhaps a senator appointment or so?
Well, as far as I know, there's still going to be persons in opposition, because you will have the 4 senators who will be nominated by 2 individuals. I'm not going to be the leader of the opposition, but it will come from one of the 2, as Ms. House and Ms. Ford. And one of these will be leader of the opposition, along with 4 other senators who will be there. Now, the way I view it, we've had a chance to input very heavily in the proposed legislation. We've had a chance to react to what has been drafted by Sir Byron. And I think it's a question of just continuing to agitate with, in particular, the opposition senators who will be in Parliament, and to see how best we can get our points of view across. It's unfortunate that we are not in Parliament, but I don't believe it's the end of the road. I still believe, even with that particular setup, we can still talk. We can still have our points of views presented. And as I said, hopefully the legislation, as we received it, will not be changed too much. So at the end of the day, it will be something that whatever they agree to, we'll be able to accept.
Yeah, absolutely. Opportunity, I think, you want to seize to congratulate the independent candidates who were successful at the polls.
Well, someone said to me, you can congratulate the candidates if you told them not to participate in the elections. So, but as I said, it is the nature of the beast. That's what we have in Dominica. And we'll be looking forward to working with those independent candidates, because after all, they went through the process, and that's what we have. So, I just want to say that I'll certainly be looking forward to working with them.
Yeah. A final message from you to the Dominican people. They are very much interested in what lies ahead beyond the immediate horizon for the development of your Dominica. What do you say to this critical juncture of your development?
Well, we are moving forward on Sunday. We'll be having a major rally Dominica, the United Workers to participate. At this rally, we will be putting forward our views as to how we see the future, our plans, and the future direction that we hope to see this country take. So Dominicans are invited to go back and to participate in this grand event. But beyond that, I just want to tell Dominicans to continue to be faith in their opposition. We'll continue to work hard to ensure that we do in fact get electoral reform, and that we prepare ourselves for that day when we can assume the reins of leadership in this country, and that we can continue to work for the independence of Dominica. I believe what we offer is a new beginning, because we are a party that is very strong on building the economy, a party that is very strong on providing opportunities for the young people of Dominica, a party that is very strong on doing that we create levels of jobs, and we develop Dominica to the point where all of Dominicans can be proud. And we are, in the meantime, until we get to that point, we continue to work within the communities, we continue to reach out to the base of the party, as well as strive and improve and increase the numbers of persons who support our party, so that at the end of the day we'll have this really this big support to move forward and allow us to.
Dr. Thompson, I want to thank you for agreeing to come on up this morning. Thank you so much for your time. We know that we'll be in close contact with you in the months and weeks ahead, and we wish you the very best come Sunday. Look forward to talking with you again soon.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir.
You're most welcome. Dr. Thompson Fontaine is the newly elected leader of the opposition United Workers' Party here in Dominica. My very from Good Morning St. Lucia Vibes at Sunrise. We're on the go with Flow, sponsored by the Bank of St. Lucia, Sol Petroleum. Continue to stay with us. We will have more on the discussion. We'll hear from the Dominica and the president of the Commonwealth. Stay with us. We go up until 9. It's a vibe at Sunrise.
Mourning a loss? Hot 7 TV wants to help you celebrate the beautiful memory of your loved one with In Loving Memory, celebrating lives. Whether it's a birthday, a wedding anniversary, or some memorable occasion, or the anniversary of the passing of the dearly departed, Hot 7 TV will create a moving video tribute of that special person, showing how much he or she meant to you. Treasured memories, unforgettable moments. Share them with the world and repeat the airing as often as you'd like. Help keep your loved one's memory alive forever in the minds and hearts of all who care. In Loving Memory, celebrating lives. Contact us at telephone number 452-6040 or email us at inlovingmemory@caribbeanhottv.com.
These days, the news and information you need is ever-changing, and we know you've got a million things to do before you get out the door. Hot 7 TV's Good Morning St. Lucia is up early with what's trending right now, right here, and everywhere else. Good Morning St. Lucia with Shannon LeBourne is the morning show built just for you, getting you up to speed and out the door with breaking news on top the hour, every hour.